What's up? Welcome to a new market update. In this update, we're definitely going to discuss why my lights are red again. Because we have not really seen any bullish continuation after a bullish move yesterday, which was causing the markets to go up and altcoins to pop left and right. And during the night, especially when the futures started to open up on the equity markets, we have been dropping down swiftly. But before we're going to discuss that, do not forget to subscribe beneath, subscribe to the newsletter beneath too. The third free issue will be published today. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, as that's where I'm sharing daily content on the market. And finally, it's Black Friday, so there's forever 30% discount on your membership on 8global.com. With the code that is in the description beneath. And also, if you sign up for the newsletter with the link beneath, you get 30% discount forever as well. So definitely check it out. It's only valid until Monday. So when we're looking at the price action with Bitcoin, we have been concluding a few things yesterday in the last update before I went offline. We've concluded that the bounce was quite nice, but you still want to see continuation after that. So what we concluded was this structure. You want to see a short-term consolidation, just like we have been seeing on a bottoming structure here, in which we create a higher low and we start to attack the resistance zone, after which we continue to push. In this case, we try to make that as valid here. We try to stabilize in this region. However, the price couldn't really hold above the crucial threshold of 57.8k, and because of that, the price started to shoot south. I said as well that if we would have been losing that level, I think we're going to cascade all the way back towards the other side of the range and take out the lows, which we currently have been doing, as the price of Bitcoin has been dropping into higher time frame support, which is between 54 to 56k. The question now becomes, what is happening and why are we dropping so fast that we have taken all the gains from yesterday and we crashed to new lows actually? Well, not only the crypto markets are showing weakness at this point, as also, and this is the Dutch stock market, the Europe stock markets opened in some significant red today, as the Dutch stock market is still down 2.5%. Germany is even down more; it's down 3%, and also the U.S. stock markets are going to open in red. Yields are dropping down. The dollar is dropping down a little. The only thing bouncing back up is the euro. But there is certain fears about the corona lockdowns coming again. But there is also discussions about tapering happening at this point. And actually the markets were due for a correction too. We have been grinding up heavily while the actual impact of a potential lockdown was not visible yet. Right now we do see one, and we still have a very natural and healthy corrective move, which we haven't been seeing in the past few months. In September we've had one, but since then no real correction has been taking place. So finally we are getting it, and especially when the dollar is showing strength, it would make sense that the equities are going to have some pain too. Bitcoin has been seeing this correction already. Equities are following suit in the past week now too. Germany with the corona measure or with the crypto measures is not the reason why we're dropping. I really believe that the reason why Bitcoin is dropping right now is because of the macroeconomics taking place. But regardless of that, I'm still very sure that the markets are not going to have a bear market at this stage. I think we are still eager for continuation in a bullish manner, but I do realize that the lengthening cycle is most likely going to take place, and a healthy correction is also happening at this point, in which the question becomes, where is Bitcoin going to bottom out and how are altcoins going to perform out of that? We can throw away the 4-year cycles. We can throw away Plan B stock to flow model with his predictions because it's not valid anymore. And people will realize, and I've said it a few weeks ago, that during this period, they will start to understand that that is not the case anymore, and we are in a different environment when it comes to the markets right now. And Clearly, we are currently having a harsh corrective move. We're going to discuss a few altcoins in a little bit, but it shows that the markets are not predictable, and expecting Bitcoin to run in 4-year cycles is just not the case. So when we're looking at Bitcoin against USD at this point, we still have a very important support level that we are acting on right now. The crucial thing when it comes to the daily time frame is that we are flipping this level at 66k as resistance and started to crack south, meaning that currently we are into higher time frame support, but definitely depending on how this daily is going to close, this is going to be a week going into the weekend, and especially going into next weeks, it will probably cause some more pain across markets. In that case, when we're looking at levels that we should be watching, this is the first real level that you should be looking out for, right? However, the crucial level to me is still this level around 48k. Even if we get in that region, I still believe that we're bullish in the markets and we're just having a very natural corrective move before we're going to accelerate again in 2022. Now, the next question becomes, we have been covering this a little bit in the updates too, is should you be getting into the markets right now while it feels quite uncertain to do so? Well, if you're new or if you're looking for swing trade positions, I said it before, a correction of 20% on the markets is a moment to start developing or getting yourself into the markets. I would not be rushing when something gets into resistance. I would not be rushing when something goes vertical. But when we start to correct heavily, that is the moment where you want to start adapting towards a position. And right now we are in the first real support zone that I've marked for those swing trade positions. So if you're following that, and if we drop towards 48k, you'll probably be using that entire drop to also DCA. You're down a few percent. But you're making it yourself a very valid and low risk appetite strategy in terms of buying yourself into swing trade positions. So these regions are actually beautiful for you to step into the markets. It feels uncertain, it feels odd, but when something starts to correct heavily, that is the moment where you want to start adapting to get into the markets. And when something starts to run up, that's where you want to get out of the markets. Higher time frames, the levels are still the same when it comes to Bitcoin. It shows weakness and it looks absolute garbage at this point. And we're going to look at the lower time frames in a little bit, in which we can say that we are still making lower highs, lower lows, right? So we've taken out this level. So the crucial first step to break through is breaking above 55.8 to 56k. If this one breaks and we flip the level, we are most likely going to attack the resistance zone, but also 60k is still the crucial barrier that we have to break through. So we're still making lower highs, lower lows, despite the fact that we've cracked this lower high. I still believe that the trend is downwards at this stage. So flipping 56 would be a trigger for continuation, but if that doesn't happen, or if we get a bounce back up and we start bouncing here and lose the level after creating another lower high, I'm assuming that we're going to attack the next support zone, which is around 50k at this point. So the trend is south, and the trend has been south since the previous rejection at 69k. And when we're looking at the weekly time frames, I still believe that we're going to have a little bit more correction before we're going to have another run taking place. Crucial level on the weekly time frame is this area around 46. As long as we stay above, I think we're just fine, as I just discussed. And approximately, if the correction starts to happen even more, we're going to have some more swift levels or more fear and greed drop downs, in which we get more fear into the markets. And that is where you want to expose yourself even more when it comes to buying opportunities. Ethereum against Bitcoin. We've hit the resistance zone. We didn't break out of this bullish pennant. I've also been saying that I'm still expecting us to correct with this structure too, in which we're going to get ourselves into lower regions somewhere here before we start to break out. Right now we see a harsh correction that in the moment that Bitcoin corrects, altcoins are dropping with Bitcoin. And currently the crucial first level would be whether Ethereum is going to stay above 0.074. If that is the case, we might be starting to attack or break above this bullish pennant and fight the resistance zones. But if that is not the case, I'm assuming that we're going to test anywhere in those regions, seeking for a higher low before we're going to break out of everything in Q1 2022. Ethereum against USDT, we've also been concluding it here. We wanted to see it above 4,400. Crucial resistance zone was this level around 45.50. We've broken south. We've actually been dropping even more since. And I stated that if we drop below 44, I'm assuming that we're going to test the other side of the range, which we currently are doing. I'm assuming we're going to create a lower high and then drop even more. And that is going to be great because that's where I'm going to be buying heavily. So as a conclusion of this update, stay calm. Markets are dropping, but that is completely fine still. The markets usually have corrections and we are still in a downtrend, eager to finish off somewhere close to here. So use that as your opportunities. Use it in your advance instead of buying into FOMO. Altcoins have been correcting heavily. Great opportunities. And I'll be back later today. Don't forget to use the discount in the description and the pinned reply or pinned comment beneath. And have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon.